Breaking news, people, the unthinkable has just happened. 600 Breezy, the so-called Chicago drill king, the man who swore he'd never fold, is now officially done. Imprisoned, jailed, goodbye forever. But wait, how did we get here? How do you go from flexing on Instagram, claiming street royalty, talking about respectfully going to jail, to sitting in a cold Pennsylvania cell with no bond and a RICO case hanging over your head? Is this the end of Breezy, or just the beginning of a scandal so messy even the feds needed popcorn? Because let's be real, we're not just talking about a rapper with a couple probation slips. We're talking about a man who made threats on live, picked fights with snitchies, played gangster online, and thought the system was just a minor inconvenience. Spoiler alert, the system doesn't play backdoor, so buckle up. In this video, we're exposing the arrest that shocked the drill scene, the so-called leaks about Breezy's snitching plan, and the rumors the mainstream media is too scared to touch. This isn't just about a rapper, this is about the end of an era. And trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Let's get straight into it. Who is at the center of this scandal? None other than Antonio Valentino King, but you know, him as 600 Breezy, one of the authentic voices of Chicago drill. Authentic, yeah. If by authentic you mean a decade-long highlight reel of court dates, probation violations, and beefs that aged like spoiled milk, see, Breezy wasn't just a rapper. He was the walking embodiment of Chicago's Englewood chaos. His whole identity was built around the Black Disciples, specifically the 600 set, the same faction that turned street survival into drill music's global export. But let's be honest here, for Breezy, the rap game was always a side hustle. To the main event, drama, threats, and a rap sheet longer than a CVS receipt. Let's rewind. 2012, Iowa. Young Breezy gets caught up in a multi-agency drug operation. The charge? Crack cocaine with intent to deliver. Translation, not a dime bag. Not a casual puff pass situation. We're talking trafficking weight. He gets hit with 10 years, but by some miracle, or let's be real, some legal gymnastics, he ends up with probation instead. Freedom, a blessing, a second chance. Did he take it seriously? Huh? You already know the answer. Fast forward to 2017, Breezy, riding the wave of his growing rap career, decides probation rules don't apply to him. Shows in Houston, Los Angeles, New York, all without permission, had a couple of failed weed tests, and boom, Iowa says, come back, young man. Judge Andrea Dreyer brings the hammer down, revoking probation and reinstating the original 10-year sentence for traveling and smoking weed. Yes, it sounds petty, but welcome to the justice system. But wait, here comes the plot twist. Enter Drake. Yes, the sixth god himself. Apparently, Aubrey wasn't just busy with views and OVO sound checks. He was also Breezy's unofficial guardian angel, bankrolling top lawyers to pull off a legal comeback, and it worked. By 2018, Breezy was back on the streets, bragging from jail phones that he wouldn't serve a decade, maybe not even a year, and he was right. Now, here's the kicker. Breezy could have taken this miracle and cleaned up his act, maybe even gone full rebrand, from drill soldier to redemption story, but no, he doubled down. He took his freedom as a green light to escalate, and escalate he did. Remember the Tekashi 6 IX9 and saga? Yeah, the rainbow-haired federal informant. Breezy went on live, threatening Tekashi with lines like, "You gon' die. I'ma go to jail respectfully." Well, congratulations, Breezy, prophecy fulfilled. By 2021, those terroristic threat charges were already a stain. But the real storm didn't hit until August 2025, the infamous Wisconsin traffic stop. To him, it was just another morning drive. To the cops, it was the perfect setup. They pull him over, find the Pennsylvania extradition warrant, and suddenly, Breezy is cuffed, booked, and shipped off to face what could be his final chapter. And here's where it gets dark, because the whispers, they weren't about minor gun possession or some weed charge. No, the whispers were all saying one word, RICO. And if you know anything about RICO cases, you already know, this isn't just another headline. This is career-ending, life-destroying, goodbye forever level serious. But trust me, this video is where it really gets messy. Because once you peek into the so-called investigative findings, the leaks, the fake insider whispers, you'll see why Breezy's situation might not just end his career, it might take down others with him. So let's talk about those whispers, the investigative findings. The supposed leaks, the anonymous sources, you know, the kind of juicy, half-confirmed details that the mainstream news won't touch. But the internet eats up like free pizza. And at the center of all this, one ugly 4-letter word, RICO.now. For anyone who skipped law school, our ICO is short for Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. Translation, prosecutors don't just charge you for what you did. They charge you for what your crew, your associates, and basically your entire neighborhood did. As long as they can prove you're connected. It's like guilt by association, but on steroids. And if the rumors are true, Pennsylvania prosecutors have a whole buffet of charges lined up against 600 Breezy. What kind of charges, you ask? Oh, just the classics: drug trafficking conspiracies, gun running, extortion, maybe even witness intimidation. One so-called leaked affidavit, which, let's be honest, probably came from some cousin's baby mama's neighbor, claims Breezy's name popped up in at least 9 different wiretaps. 9. Imagine being so sloppy that the feds are basically binge listening to your greatest hits, like it's Spotify Wrapped, and the spending? Oh, don't get me started. According to anonymous insiders, Breezy was moving around Pennsylvania like a discount kingpin. Stacks of cash funneled through fake promotion companies, urban mansions rented under fake names, and let's not forget the cars. Rumor has it Breezy rolled up to Pittsburgh in a lime green Hellcat, blasting his own mixtape, while already on probation. Subtle, real subtle. But here's the funniest this video. Even his enemies can't help but laugh. Social media lit up. The second news broke, one viral tweet said, 600 Breezy really speedran the criminal justice system like it's GTA story mode. Another comment on Reddit joked, Drake's lawyer subscription must have expired. And let's be honest, they're not wrong. Of course, his fans had their own theories. Some swore this was a setup, a government hit job to silence drill rappers. Others insisted Breezy was about to flip the dreaded snitch label. And trust me, once that word gets thrown around, it sticks harder than Gorilla Glue. In fact, one leaked text thread floating around Instagram DMs allegedly shows Breezy telling a friend, "Man, I ain't going down alone. If they want names, I got names. True or fake, who knows? But in the court of public opinion, perception is everything. And then there's the music industry's reaction. You'd expect solidarity, right? Wrong. Rappers that once shouted Breezy out are suddenly silent. Collaborators have gone ghost. And the blogs, oh, they're having the time of their lives. Because let's face it, Breezy isn't trending for his bars. He's trending for his bars, as in prison bars. But here's the real kicker. The so-called leaked reports suggest this case isn't just about Breezy. No. Prosecutors are allegedly building a bigger case, connecting dots between Chicago drill figures, East Coast distributors, and even a few Atlanta connections. Meaning Breezy might just be the first domino to fall, and if that's true, then this video is where the real fallout begins. Because when prosecutors start knocking, careers crumble, crews turn on each other, and even the toughest street legends start considering witness protection brochures. So here we are, the domino effect. The moment the music stops and everyone scrambles for a chair. If the leaks are even halfway true, 600 Breezy isn't just fighting for his freedom. He's fighting against a system that's about to make an example out of him. Let's break it down. Prosecutors love a high-profile scout, and Breezy is perfect. He's got the history, the gang affiliation, the viral threats, the flashy lifestyle. He's practically gift-trapped for a RICO poster case. The narrative writes itself, Chicago. Rapper turned criminal mastermind brought down by his own ego. You think a DA is gonna pass that up? Please. They'll turn this into a Netflix pitch before the ink is dry. And what happens to Breezy in all this? Well, the options are bleak. Option 1. He stands tall, fights the charges, and risks a 20 to life sentence. Option 2. He cuts a deal, spills names, and lives the rest of his life under the eternal cloud of snitch. Either way, the Breezy we once knew, the Instagram flexer, the Tekashi troll, the self-proclaimed jail prophet, is gone. But the fallout doesn't stop with him. Already, whispers in the Chicago drill scene suggest investigators are circling other names, smaller artists, promoters, even managers. If Breezy is the first domino, who's next? The Black Disciples are already fractured, and this could be the nail in the coffin. Imagine the headlines: federal crackdown on Chicago drill. Breezy leads the way. It's not just his goodbye forever, it's potentially the genre's next existential crisis. And let's not forget the financial mess. Labels don't like liabilities. Breezy's music might still stream, but who's booking a man facing RICO? Who's investing in albums that may never drop? Insiders claim at least one label quietly pulled the plug on negotiations. The second Pennsylvania filed their paperwork, and the sponsors, please. Breezy couldn't get a free hoodie deal at this point. Meanwhile, social media is having a field day. TikTok edits of Breezy saying "I'ma go to jail respectfully" are looping over sad violin music. Memes of him and Tekashi sitting side by side in witness protection are already viral. The internet has no mercy, and Breezy just became its favorite punchline. But beneath the jokes, there's something darker, because if this case goes the way prosecutors want, Breezy isn't coming home. Not in 5 years. Not in 10. We're talking forever. The kind of goodbye that isn't just a clickbait title, it's reality. So ask yourself, is this the tragic downfall of a misunderstood artist? Or just karma finally catching up to a man who thought the streets, the law, and the internet were all one big game? Either way, the cell door is closing, the lights are dimming, and for 600 Breezy, this really might be goodbye forever. And there you have it, minus 600 Breezy. Imprisoned, jailed, goodbye forever. But what do you think? Is this the tragic end of a drill legend? Or just another chapter in the never-ending cycle of street rappers falling to the system? Could Breezy bounce back? Or is this really the final curtain? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I'm reading every single one. Smash that like button if you think Breezy saw this coming. And subscribe right now for more unfiltered breakdowns the mainstream media won't dare touch. Stay tuned. The truth is only getting darker.